this crypto stuff. That's just really unfortunate. So,
Hmm.
but we can go ahead and get into this. Shika, I'm not sure if you can hear. I do want to ask you briefly, where are you at in your crypto investment um, portfolio or
Um,
knowledge?
I have not started investing. About a year ago, I did sit down and talk to a financial planner and
Hmm.
a financial advisor
Hmm.
because, I was hearing so much about investing and everybody was, doing it at one point,
Yes.
kind of how like starting a business, like something starts booming, everybody's on it. And
Hmm.
I didn't really know what I was doing. I was kind of nervous with getting started. So I did talk to a financial planner. I haven't started investing yet. It is a goal of mine, but
Hmm.
I do want to better educate myself before getting started. I do know friends and family members who kind of like jumped out there and started, just investing and doing things and didn't know what they were doing. And now they're not doing it anymore. So I'm just trying to educate myself and get as much knowledge as I can before investing.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, that's great. And I do want to start off by saying I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just some financial education, right? And as always, I encourage everyone to do their research, right? So I'm going to be giving you a lot of information here, and I want you to take this and feel free to, you know what I mean, research a little bit more into YouTube and things like that on like what Bitcoin is, right? Or what Ethereum does. What is the utility behind Ethereum? What is the utility behind Litecoin? And just start taking some time to kind of understand, because something about these crypto coins is they're not just currency. They're actual software, right? Each of these coins and tokens has a different utility on how they perform on the blockchain, right? So they all have a specific job and a job function, right? So it's more like investing in financial technology and software than just investing in a coin. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. All right, cool. So I'm gonna start sharing my screen and getting this presentation popping. Rachel, thanks for pulling up. All right, let me move.
So 101.
All right, let's get it. So crypto 10, oh crap, we already went. Cool. Crypto 101, what is it and what role does it play in our future? All right. So we're going to be going over what is crypto, what is the blockchain, what you can expect from crypto and the blockchain, what is Web3, why do I invest in crypto, what are the risks, and how to get started. All right. So what is crypto and the blockchain? Cryptocurrency is a technology used on the blockchain, right? So these are two things, right? You got cryptocurrency, which is a technology that's used on the blockchain. The blockchain is a technology that stores all the information and the large value in a organized, transparent state. So on this blockchain, you're able to see all transactions that go through, right? And that's why you're able to authenticate a transaction, or like with NFTs, you're able to authenticate if that NFT is real and legit. And we'll get more into that. But it just allows it's like it's a big mega computer where everything can be stored. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Cool.
Like a wallet almost.
Kind of, but it's on a like a invisible chain with a whole bunch of different computers connected to it, allowing it to be functioning. But yeah, kind of like a wallet, or just like a supercomputer that's storing the data in an organized, transparent, manner.
Okay.
Okay. So we got crypto. So you got tokens and coins and a technology, again, that runs on the blockchain. Okay. There's different coins and tokens that provide different utility and usage along the blockchain. Okay, so think of crypto more than a currency, but like I said, a literal software and technology with real world use case. Okay, so blockchain, it's a super hyper powered technology that provides transparent track transactions and assets along an online network. Okay, so blockchain stores information. It provides digital tracing for proven authenticity without the need of a third party, right? And we'll dive a little bit deeper into that in terms of the third party. Like, this is why banks are no longer going to be needed. Banks are no longer, and that's why they're a little scared right now. And we'll go into it on the next slide. Like, Bank of America just posted that, you know, when you get a insufficient funds fee, you get charged usually $35. They just changed that to $10. Why is that? Because they know, they're like, no, stay at the bank. Like, we're going to do better. We're going to treat y'all better, because they know that crypto is coming, you know, and is here, you know. And we'll dive a little bit deeper into that.
A question. Do you want me to put the questions in the comment, or do we just ask here?
That's a good question. Put it in the comment for now. Or I mean, we can go over it now. We can go over it now.
It's just a quick question. So I know when you were talking about crypto, you were talking about think of it as like a big computer database that pulls all this information into one chain. Mm-hmm. And then you got here on the PowerPoint that different coins and different token provides different things. Can you just give me an example of that?
Yeah. So for example, you have Ethereum, right? Ethereum is it's a network that provides smart contracts, right? So that's why a lot of NFTs run through Ethereum, because it has something called smart contracts, which also like Cardano, right? There's a few different coins that have smart contracts, and smart contracts is what it's like, basically having a contract built into the coin in the transaction. Does that make sense? So you no longer need like a notarizer, right? Because in this contract, you can state what the agreement is, or what, for example, like NFTs, you can state that, okay, I'm going to get 20% royalties when I sell this NFT. And then as that person sells the NFT, I get royalties as well, and they get royalties, right? So you put this in the smart contract in terms of what it's going to function as and what the agreement is. Also think of it as like, you're going to be able to buy physical assets in the real world using crypto, using these smart contracts. So if you wanted to buy a house or buy a car, right, you would be able to purchase this house or this car using, you know, Ethereum, and putting a smart contract that says, okay, the deed of the house. Does that make sense? So that's one use case, right? Then you have something like XRP, right? Or Solana. We can talk about Solana. So one of the big things that's a problem with Ethereum right now are the high gas fees, right? And you'll hear about this because the gas fees is like, say you want to buy an NFT right now off of OpenSea, right? Depending on how many transactions is trying to go through at that time determines how much the gas fee is going to be, because Ethereum's kind of limited to the amount of transactions that it can take at a time. Whereas Solana, the separate coin, still running on the Ethereum chain, but it's a different coin with a different technology. It's able to process thousands or millions, I don't know exactly, but it's way more than Ethereum in itself, so that you don't get as high as gas fees or any gas fees. It's just really low. Does that make sense? Kind of?
Yes, yes.
And then you have things like XRP, right? So XRP is currently in a lawsuit right now. They've been in it for like a year or two. Don't quote me on the exact time, but it's supposed to be over pretty soon. And when XRP wins, if they win, when they win, they're supposed to win, because I mean that's just the story. I'm not gonna go too much into that, but XRP is a coin that allows global transactions at a snap of a finger, right? So that's one of the high use cases of XRP, because you're able to transact lots of XRP, like thousands and millions, again, with little gas fee, no gas fee. Does that make sense? And it's able to interchange from different coins. It's able to be used as a bridge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Did that kind of answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. And then just one more example. So like there's a coin called Sand, right? There's a coin called Sand, right? And when we talk about the metaverse, right, there's different metaverses. There's different like worlds, right? So you got like Sandbox, you've got Decentraland, you got Axie Affinity, well, Axie, yeah, Axie Affinity. So these are metaverses, right? So when you buy sand from Sandbox, you're buying their crypto coin. Does that make sense? So as Sandbox continues to grow and develop, so people are buying real estate on Sandbox, people are buying characters and different skins and different like weapons and cars or whatever. So you're using the token Sand when you want to purchase things from Sandbox, right? So right now, sand is pretty low, but as mass adoption continues to happen, and as this platform grows and it gets bigger and bigger, sand coin is going to continue to rise and get, you know what I mean, more pricey. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. So that's just a couple examples. I'm trying to think of some more. I'm gonna do another class just on utility coins, in terms of like what each coin provides. That's something that still I'm trying to grasp because there's a lot, right? You've got your stable coins, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then you've got, you know, a bunch of altcoins that have, you know, different jobs. Okay.
Well, you gave me a couple examples of a couple different ones, so I got a good idea.
Okay. Good. Good. Cool. I didn't read this yet. So blockchain defined. Blockchain is a shared immutable ledger that facilitates the process of recording transactions, tracking assets in a business network. An asset can be tangible, a house, car, cash, land, or intangible, which is an intellectual property, patents, copyrights, branding. Virtually anything of value can be tracked and traded on the blockchain network. Okay, reducing risk and cutting costs for all involved. So, like I said, there's no more, you know what I'm saying, high fees to transact. Like if I wanted to send $1 million, you know, to somebody in Africa that doesn't have access to making an account, or someone in a third world country in India, you know what I'm saying? Like this makes it so that everyone's on the same playing field. You know, you don't need to have a bank account to transact money anymore. You're
Right.
able to send it straight to somebody, right? And that's the power, and that's why, you know, banks are going to be out of the picture. Cool. So real world uses, pros. So transparency. So transactions can be transparent for all users, person to person and business to business. Businesses would be more transparent. This could be beneficial and harmful depending on the situation. All right, so that we're now able to see, you know what I'm saying, we're able to see more like what businesses are doing with the money, you know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to like voting, and I talk about this on the fourth, like we'll be able to like actually see the voting, keep track of voting, no more voter fraud, no more food waste. Like we'll be able to keep everything on the blockchain. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to like businesses and restaurants, like all the inventory that they have come in will be traced along the blockchain so that and it's not like no more like all this paperwork. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, you know, there's room for so much. Um, Artists and contracts would be treated more fairly due to the transparency. So, you know, artists and creatives and, you know, people will get paid less, right? Because they're able to see where the money's going, what's getting paid, what, you know what I'm saying, and so forth. Easier to organize transaction files and data storage. The provability, so transactions and ownership will be able to be proven easily on the blockchain, always able to authenticate ownership and authenticity, you know, so people be like, oh, I can just screenshot the NFT. Like, okay, but you can't prove it on the blockchain. Like you can't go on OpenSea and sell it and then be able to, you know, prove on the blockchain that you're actually the owner of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, yeah, you just own the JPEG. Like you don't actually own it on the blockchain. So it's like, yeah, people don't understand that. So Nike will, and I believe they've kind of started using the blockchain to prove shoes and clothing authentic due to a code scan on the blockchain. So, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to like watches and clothes and different things like that, property, like you'll be able to authenticate all this simply by the blockchain. Medical offices and businesses will be able to track, prove, and secure data at a higher, more efficient level. These coins will not only be currency, but have technology uses behind them, whether it be a security token or a utility token. So these are two different things. And I'm gonna go through that. There's actually not that slide on here, but I'm gonna be doing a class on that in the future in terms of a security token versus a utility token. some coins, so you've heard of like shit coins, right? The pump coins that don't really have utility. So when people are talking about Dodge and Shiba and things like that, they're like, these are pump coins, these are shit coins, because Dodge was originally made just as like a joke. Like it wasn't meant to be anything. But I believe Elon's taken that and kind of running with it, and he's kind of trying to put some utility behind it. Recently, he announced that Dogecoin can be used to purchase Tesla merch. He actually tweeted that like a couple of nights ago, and it went up slightly. And then I believe he's probably going to, like, you can use Dogecoin on Mars or to buy Tesla, like who knows. But utility can always be added. So that's something where you can't really sleep on the shit pump coins. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they're shit pump coins and they weren't necessarily designed for something in specific, but that doesn't mean that someone can't take it, you know what I mean, develop it and make a use out of it, you know? So yeah, that's my insight on that. The interoperability. So the way that different businesses, healthcare providers, and people will be able to share and search through, records instantly, easily identifiable, keep records, again, making organization easy, complete control of your data. So there's no more third party holding all of your information, you know what I'm saying, all your banking information, all your financial information, your personal information, like all this will be stored from you. Like we'll become our own banks. So yeah, and that's what decentralized means, right? It means that there's no third party, there's no middleman that's in control, right? And you know what I mean? Yeah. So decentralized, the way that overseas transaction and fair banking to all countries. Okay, so decentralized, skip the first one. That was from the interoperability. So overseas transactions and fair banking to all countries and people, no matter the financial system. So yeah, I talked about that. Banking systems would not be needed. This is the reason of Bank of America changing their insufficient funds from $35 to $10. They know that they have competition and they're trying to keep people in the loop. So yeah, I talked about that as well already. So some cons that I think. So one of the cons with crypto like Ethereum and Bitcoin is it must be mined. All right. So when you're mining for these things, it takes multiple computers, right? Lots of energy running 24 hours a day, right? So that's one of the downfalls because it's a proof of work system, right? So this is a little bit more advanced when we're talking about how crypto is mined, but you have proof of work and you have proof of stake, right? And these are two different ways where proof of work is where the computer is mining, generating this energy, and it's not really good for energy for the earth. But then you have proof of stake where they're using the other coins, right? So like Cardano, for example, is proof of stake, where they have a stake pool and they're using all the Cardano that users are staking. So like right now I have Cardano stake where I'm earning about 5% APY for my crypto. So I've earned probably in the past few months, like, I think it's like 60 ADA. So like I'm earning like a passive ADA back because they're using all of their users' crypto to make more crypto. Does that make sense? Cool. So mining requires a high usage of computer CPU running at high energy levels. There are crypto coins and tokens that promote better energy savings and updates that are for the planet. So Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to be a better method than Ethereum right now. So that's also going to make gas fees a lot cheaper. Learning curve. So you have to be kind of technology savvy to excel with crypto at the moment, right? Because it is so new that it isn't like a super, super easy way right now to, buy NFTs, buy crypto, transfer these things. Like you have to have, some technology, y'all know what I'm saying. some technology skills. And I think as more apps develop and we, adapt more into the masses, that is going to be a much easier process, right? Apps are going to make it a lot easier for people. There's going to be more education being put out there. And people who can't keep up with the technology will kind of be left behind to struggle. So it is important to kind of, get a grasp. And, I feel like most people, except for like, even some old people are good with technology, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's important to be good. And then think about like the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about how these kids are with technology. Like, yeah, it may not make sense 100% to us or, to some of the older generation, but it's like, when you look at the kids and the kids under us, like they're not even like really into sports. You know what I'm saying? They're into gaming. They're into like tech. They're into like YouTube, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, think about kind of how what they're into. Like things are changing. And then the New World Order, the agenda for the New World Order is commencing, being highly controlled and kind of transformed into a digital age, and a transhuman agenda. So that's something that we have to prepare for. And it's like a lot of people look at crypto like, you know, oh, you're gonna get, you know, they're trying to trap your consciousness into you know, this digital world and trying to trap us in this digital world. And it's like, we have two things that we can do. We can continue that mindset and just ignore it and then get left behind when our finances and our currency is being used in digital, and now we have to pay top dollar for it because we decided to wait because we didn't want to go with the change. Or we can go with the change, get a head start, and build something for our people in there, you know what I'm saying, where we can teach people how to, you know what I mean, still be disciplined. We can go in there and teach people through, you know what I'm saying, A&R and through the metaverse, about, you know what I'm saying, what we want to teach them, instead of having just the elite and just like the top dogs in there controlling shit, teaching shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're moving toward AI technology running our lives, furthering ourselves from natural being in natural surroundings. So I think that's a con. But again, it's like, if we can get in there and we can, you know what I mean, teach the younger generation so that they don't just go in there and are using just what they are given from the elite and from people that are already in there, we can stand a chance, you know what I'm saying, to kind of curve that learning curve, right? And to have some impact. So yeah. So I think another downfall would be with the transparency is like, people, I mean, the government are going to be able to kind of track transactions more, right? So that's kind of a downfall when it comes to like your finances, unless you put your finances in a decentralized cold wallet, right? So there's something called a ledger, right? And there's different like cold DeFi wallets where you can take your money, your finances offline. Does that make sense? So that they can't really see what's in your bank, right? And there's something called the Ledger Nano X, which just looks like a little USB drive. I can show y'all. So this is our future bank, right? This is our future bank, where this is offline. So nobody can get into this. You know what I'm saying? Hackers can't get into it. It's not like having my money on Coinbase or into one of these apps, because I've taken it offline and put it into a cold store where it's very secure, right? So yeah, we can talk about that a little bit more. Anybody have questions so far?
No.
Beautiful.
I got a question about that.
Yeah.
Hey, so like, is there a way to recover that if you lose it?
Yeah. So you have something called a seed phrase, right? You have a seed phrase which you want to write down. So when you're even making like your MetaMask, Day, so when we was talking and we was having your MetaMask being made, when you make your MetaMask, it's going to be giving you a seed phrase, and it's going to say to write this code down. Don't store it on the line. You don't want to write this code in your notes. You don't want to email it to yourself. You don't want this code to be online because it can be hacked. You know what I'm saying? So you want this to be offline. The point is to have everything offline. So when you're downloading your MetaMask for buying NFTs, or you're signing up for, you know, cold wallets or DeFi wallets, and it's giving you your seed phrase, you want to write that down and store it. And then with that seed phrase, when you get that, you know, say you lose it and you get a new ledger, you can recover it using that seed phrase. Does that make sense? Good question. Cool.
Yeah, that made sense.
All right, beautiful.
That actually made a lot of sense.
Yeah, like think about the movies. You remember like action movies where they have that little USB drive and they're like that's what I'd be thinking of. I'm like, this is like, you know what I'm saying? And you got to try to get the code. All right, let's go next. Crypto and mass adoption. So as of January 2022, according to CNN and other crypto experts, we can expect the typical bull cycle to be shortened and not as volatile as the past due to more people adopting and big whales and corporations adopting and accepting crypto. We can expect some pullbacks, but not super big bear markets. They're looking less likely. Okay, so this means that we can also start expecting not as dramatic gains as the coins get higher, right? So this is why we buy early and on dips. All right. So in 2021, this was the percentage change of cryptocurrencies, right? So just kind of break down what this is talking about. And we're gonna actually talk about it in the next slide. But as more people adopt and more corporations are taking this, we're less likely to see such dramatic volatile drops as we did in like 2017. You know what I'm saying? Because there's more people in it, there's more people accepting it, and we're adopting. And you can also see kind of less huge spikes in terms of the growth potential. Because, you know, if you would have bought Ethereum at $500 and then it's spiked up to $3,000, that's a much bigger return than if Ethereum goes from $3,000 to $10,000. You get what I'm saying? Because as the value increases, it's harder to double, triple, 10 times, 100 times, right? So you get in early, you have a better chance to see that 10 times, 50 times, 20 times. And that's another reason why, you know, doing research and finding these altcoins that are smaller and haven't really hit the mainstream surface, that are smaller and have a powerful utility like XLM, like XRP. Once XRP beats this case, like XRP is gonna, because it has such a powerful use case, and it's been around just as long as, you know, Ethereum and Bitcoin. Like it's one of the original developing cryptos. So yeah. All right, we're gonna have to. All right, so history and patterns of crypto. So when we're talking about the bull and the bear market, all right, so the bull market is when the market's going down. When you're seeing red, and the market's down for a while, that's the bull market. Bear market, that's the bear market. Sorry, y'all. All right, bull is going up. So think about a bull. Like when a bull rams, right? It's going up. Bull is going up. So that's when it's green. You're seeing everybody, you know, the green, you know, people making money. Everyone's like, buy crypto, buy, like, you know what I'm saying? And then the bear market is when everything's red, everything's down, people are selling. This is usually when people are panicking. Like, this is when you buy. You buy in the bear market, you get the sale. And then when the bull market finally takes off, then you're reaping the gains. So crypto's known to have a 4-year cycle. The bear market, bears swipe down. Bull market, bulls ram up. All right, so the last bull market was in 2017. This is when you heard about it before the big crash again. The market is supposed to have a bear market again because it's been bullish for a couple of years, but I believe that the bear market will never be as huge as the previous due to more of the mass adoption. So yeah, that's what we also talked about in that slide before. CNN recently published that some crypto coins will become a little less volatile in 2022. All right. And then, all right. So history and patterns of crypto, less severe crypto winners ahead. Oh, so this is the CNN headline that I was telling you about before. Many investors rushed into Bitcoin in 2017 and watched as prices surged from 1,000 per coin to a little below 20,000 by December of that year. Then came that crash with Bitcoin plunging as low as 3,500 by the end of 2018. Those prices obviously have recovered and then some, but it took until December 2020 before the coin got back to the 20,000 mark. Such breakneck swings in crypto are probably here to stay, the key experts said. It's for investors to learn to stomach them and ride the inevitable ups and downs. And this is why we talk about the hold method. And this room is actually going to be closing in 6 minutes, so we're just going to have to reboot, and I'm just going to send y'all the new room in the chat. It usually doesn't do this, but I guess, I don't know, it's fluctuating with how long it lets me be in here. But I'll just send out another room and we can continue. It's a few more slides, and then I want to show y'all just some basics on how to buy. But yeah, where was I at? But he added that these large firms will likely keep flocking to Bitcoin as a potential hedge against inflation and rising interest rates, which could hurt traditional government-backed currencies. Even if the source of institutional investors' interest, the fear of missing out, FOMO. All of the institutional decisions have been made after careful consideration. These firms have come around to potential benefits of crypto. That name said Chan's chin. the increased adoption and legitimacy of cryptocurrency also will likely help mitigate some of the volatility. Prices may move sharply, but the shifts may not be as violent as previous past years. Like I said earlier, and like the other slide said, having larger institutions with deeper pockets and steadier hands, buying crypto will help. So as these big corporations continue to buy big amounts of crypto, like we're less likely to see such dramatic shifts in the market. So that's what it means by that volatility. So as you know, I'm saying, like I said, more of these corporations, more people buy and are holding, you're less likely to see such big changes in the market. Like, unless something crazy happens, you know what I'm saying? Like power outage or like revolutionary war or something like that. Like I still plan to hold through it all, but it's like, unless something crazy like that happens, then, you know what I'm saying, expect the market to drop. Or anytime you hear the news, like if they're, you know what I'm saying, blasting on the news, like, oh, cryptocurrency is banned and hackers on cryptocurrency and yada, yada, like that's kind of like fear mongering, right? So just hold through it. Don't panic sell. A lot of the times the same corporations are, you know what I'm saying, using the media to promote this fear so that people will sell off and then they can buy more. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of understand that tactic as well. What is Bitcoin? It's the most valuable cryptocurrency. All right. So it has a cap in which can be mined. So it is a scarce resource. It's not like the dollar where it can continue to be printed, right? There's a certain market cap, and that's what makes it so valuable and why people are, you know, I mean, buying it and holding it. They say 80% of Bitcoin holders have not sold and will not sell. So users can exchange value within another peer-to-peer network, all equal power and connected directly without a central server. Bitcoin is the internet of money. Like how the internet is purely digital with no one owner, same with Bitcoin. All right, so it was created in 2009 by an unknown maker known as Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin can be divided into smaller units known as Satoshis. So this is what we'll probably be calling like smaller amounts. Like you don't have to have huge amounts of Bitcoin to be using it. Like you can have small Satoshis and still be transacting it, because there will be a point where Bitcoin is at like a stable point and it's not having such dramatic ups and downs. It's an alternative to fiat currency, used to be an alternative to traditional money, but the price is too volatile. So how the price is moving right now is because, again, you know what I'm saying, we're not adopted. Things are like, you know what I'm saying, selling off, buying, trading. It has a fixed supply, so it cannot be created and printed at will. Altcoins versus stable coins. So altcoins are the coins outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So these are the smaller value coins like XRP, ADA, SAN, CRO, Litecoin, Poly, Sol. So these are the altcoins. And then you have the stable coins that are backed by a reserve asset. So these assets are controlled by monetary authorities such as USD. So when you're trading crypto on these platforms, say you wanted to cash out, you would cash it out to like USDT, right? So this is a backbone store of value that is less valuable, just in case you wanted to, like, you know what I mean, trade or sell off. It's always backed by something that's more, you know what I mean, stable. Does that make sense? So it's used for transactions for cryptocurrency and used as a stable house of storage backed by USD. So you don't have to worry about huge fluctuations with these stable coins. Does that make sense? Then centralized versus decentralized. So centralized is controlled by a middle party, a central location or authority figure. Think bank, government, right? That middle house. Decentralized, no single centralized location or controlling authority. You are your own bank. No need to rely on centralized banks. What is Web3? All right. So Web3 is what the blockchain is ran on. So Web 1.0, that's the past foundation. So Web 1.0 was the building of the internet, right? That's when, you know, YouTube first came out and, you know, MySpace first came out. People were just streaming content, right? Just consuming content. Then we got into Web 2.0 with the social apps, right? The monetization of, you know what I mean, Instagram and social media platforms, being able to connect with people socially and interactively. It became really easy to use and more people became creators. So that's where we're at right now, where we're moving into Web 3.0, where it enhances the internet that we know today, right? So it's verifiable, it's trustless, it's self-governing, and it's individual monetization to creators with native built-in payments, right? So there's gonna be like social coins, you know what I'm saying? So I could drop a coin, right? Where it kind of, I'm gonna have my own like monetization, and like other creatives and creators or influencers or celebrities will have coins where it's like as their social status builds, or as, you know what I'm saying, whatever builds, people will buy their coins, and you can use this again to transact. You can use this to maybe buy their goods, or um, just hold, right, as that figure grows. You know what I'm saying? If you think like, okay, for example, 19 Keys is somebody I follow, and I believe he's going to be like, really, he's going to be the future, right? So if he dropped what are y'all thinking so far? Is it helpful so far? Learning a lot? Or too much information overload?
I learned a lot so far.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been helpful. I feel like a lot of things are clearing up more for me, especially like with the different coins and the difference between crypto and Bitcoins and exactly what they do and how it works. So yeah, I'm learning a lot more than what I knew before.
Okay. Good. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go back. So yeah, I had went over Web 3.0 in terms of like the social currencies, Web3 apps running on the blockchain and decentralized networks. So these are the new apps are gonna be called dApps. So when you hear dApps, just know that it's decentralized apps. So like OpenSea, Rarible, where you can go and buy NFTs, crypto.com, those are dApps, DeFi apps. Why do I invest in crypto? I and others believe that crypto is the future. As more and more public adoption has occurred, the market has become less volatile, with some pretty big players joining and accepting crypto. Crypto is not new. It's been a part of the plan. It's just taking some time for mass adoption and the wells to let the public know that it's accepted and coming. So Visa cards accepted it, Facebook, aka Meta, PayPal, Cash App acceptance, MasterCard, Microsoft, Tesla, Starbucks, Amazon, Coca-Cola, Expedia, Square, right? So these are some pretty big players that are accepting crypto and have moved into the space. So did you know that if you were to invest X in crypto in XYZ, you would be profiting? So I was going to have an example there. I think I may have one in the next slide. Your money in the bank is deflating at 4%. All right. So we've hit an all-time high of inflation right now when it comes to the US dollar due to the amount that they have printed. So in the, we're at a 40-year high right now in terms of inflation of the dollar, right? So the dollar is crashing, right? So it only makes sense that, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be a new reserve, a new currency. The Staples Center is now crypto.com. So the LA Staples Center is now crypto.com arena. Okay, PayPal, Square, and other large corporations have partnered with crypto. Facebook has announced the name change to Meta. So Facebook is no longer Facebook, but it is Meta. Twitter is now a leading platform for NFTs and will be integrating NFT verification so that when people change their profile pictures to NFTs, they must be proven, right? So that's major, y'all. So you see like a lot of the celebrities with the crypto punks, and people are changing their profile pictures to NFTs, and Twitter is moving into a direction where it has to be verified in your wallet in order for that to be your profile picture. So these NFTs are the new status symbol. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say like NFTs are the new Rolex. You know what I'm saying? So when you see somebody with a crypto punk, okay, that's a high level person. You know what I'm saying? 1 second. I see something in the chat. Right. Oh, okay. So yeah, we're moving in that direction. So yeah, here's the crypto.com arena, aka the Staples Center. All right. Also the ATMs. Have y'all noticed at the malls and different things like that, like, or just out, like there's Bitcoin ATMs like everywhere. Look at all these Bitcoin ATMs, y'all. Like if this doesn't tell y'all that it's here and coming, then I don't know. NFL star Odell Beckham is to be paid in Bitcoin. The New York governor is also being paid in Bitcoin. Yikes, I'm trying to move this thing and it just keeps clicking. Mark Cuban says 80% of his investments that aren't on Shark Tank are crypto related. Here's where I look to invest. All right, like I said, Facebook has changed the name to Meta. So yeah, says a lot. Getting started on buying crypto. So do your research always, right? So when doing your research, you want to understand a few things. All right, and I'm gonna break it down. You want to understand the utility and the founder, right? Understanding utility in terms of what the coin does, what part it plays, what kind of impact it's gonna have. That's just something good to know. When I first started investing in crypto, I didn't know what the coins did. I was just taking advice from people that I trusted, honestly, and then I would take those coins and I would research them up on YouTube or on Google and find out, okay, what do they do? You know what I mean? And then also knowing how to read the chart in terms of, okay, what was the all-time high? Like what point did it hit and where is it at now? Right? So I know that if I buy it now, that there's a good chance that it's probably going to hit that all-time high again. Right?
What was the three things that you just said when you said when you first start buying, you want to find out about the utilities and the founder, what it does, what the impact is, and you said something else.
What the use case is, and what kind of impact it will have on our world, right? And then you also want to think about the community and the tokenomics as well. So community being like, are there a lot of other people that support it? Do they have a lot of people that are, you know, raving about it? Do they have a passionate community that are excited behind the coin? You know what I mean? That usually tells a lot if people are like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like Safe Moon or like Ethereum, people that hold Ethereum, like they're like ride or die for Ethereum. Some other coins as well, like Cardano, you know what I'm saying? People that have done the research, like what is the community behind this coin like? Are they really passionate? Are they pushing this coin, or are you buying a coin that you don't really hear people talking about? They don't really have a strong community. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely understanding the use case and what type of technology is going to serve will help you to be like, okay, I can definitely see how that's going to, you know what I mean, impact the world. And when you're doing your research on YouTube and you're looking at the coins, like I read the comments to kind of see what people think about it, right? And then I go and I do my research on Google and kind of figure out, okay, like what does this coin stand for? You can go to their website and kind of see, you know, what they're talking about, what their mission is, and things like that. But that's something I feel like a lot of people like they want to understand everything when it comes to crypto in order to start investing. Like honestly, like you can just start investing and learn as you go, because I'd rather have my money in early and learn as I go. Like when I first bought Ethereum in 2017, I didn't know exactly what it did, but I knew that a lot of people like raved about it. You know, I knew that their community was strong. I knew that it was a powerful coin. So I bought in and then I learned about it as I went. You know what I'm saying? And it's still like that. Like there's some coins that I'm holding right now that I don't know exactly what they do, but I know that it's going to serve a powerful utility based off of the community, based off of everybody that I hear talking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like the leaders in the crypto space are all talking about these coins. So it's like, okay, then I go and learn, okay, what exactly does it do? Does that make sense? Cool. So then there's tokenomics. So tokenomics is something that incentivizes people to buy or hold more coins. It also ensures that a small group doesn't control too much of the coin supply. So when a small group, like say like whales, right? If a small group of people own most of the coin supply, this could be a risk for a rug pull. All right. And when I say rug pull, that means that basically like it also happens with NFTs, like where people will pump up a coin, right? And be like, buy this, buy, likely like celebrities or high figures, or, you know what I'm saying? They'll have influencers and they'll post a project, right? They'll have people buy into the project, but there's no real utility. There's no real roadmap with the project. And then they just take the money and they disappear, right? So that's why it's also important to know the founder. Does the founder show their identity, right? Is the founder connected with the project, or is it just a digital identity? Does that make sense? Because when the founder is showing their identity, then that shows that they are willing to be connected with the project and take some fall for the project. If it's just a digital identity, they can just take the money and ghost. You know what I mean? So for example, Safe Moon where 5% of all transactions are redistributed to all the existing holders, while another 5% is burned, right? So when you're holding SafeMoon, 5% of the transactions are like you're getting basically like a passive income from holding this coin. So that's a tokenomic incentive for people to hold the coin, while another 5% is being burned. So some of these coins are burned as they transact more, they're being burned. So that means that the supply is being burned, right? So it's becoming more scarce and more valuable as more people buy, transact, there's more coins being burned. So that's tokenomics. That's pretty advanced. I wouldn't stress about that. But that's just something to know. So what platforms to buy? So my mains are crypto.com and Coinbase plus Coinbase Pro. So crypto.com is one of my personal tops as I'm super bullish on CRO. There's no fees the first month, and they have a Visa card when you stake your CRO with them. So that's another tokenomic strategy, right? They have Visa cards where when you stake your CRO with them, you get their Visa card, and with their Visa card, depending on the level, you get cash back on like Netflix, Spotify, and something else. And then you also get like rewards like 1% back or 2% back or up to 3% back, I believe, right? So it's like, it's you know, basically like a banking system within crypto.com. So that's the CRO coin. And I personally invest in the CRO coin. Like I said, Staples Center is crypto.com arena. So they're a heavy hitter, you know? So yeah, and then you got Coinbase and Coinbase Pro. So Coinbase Pro has low buying fees. Businesses won't have to worry about adding more connected devices that move essential data through their network. All right, so with Coinbase and Coinbase Pro, this is more of a centralized platform. This is like the mainstream platform. I feel like here in the US, it is a centralized network, meaning that there's a middleman, right? Whereas crypto.com, you're actually owning your crypto. So with Coinbase and Coinbase Pro, I use these, but they don't hold as many coins, altcoins, as crypto.com. So that's one of the reasons why I use crypto.com as well, because Coinbase doesn't hold everything, right? But with with Coinbase Pro, you get cheaper fees, which is really nice. So when I'm buying things like ADA, another thing, Coinbase doesn't allow credit card usage, whereas crypto.com does. So that's another reason why I use crypto.com a lot, because they allow you to use your credit card. It's just like a regular transaction fee of 2.99%. But Coinbase Pro and Coinbase only allows you to use debit card or bank account. So that's something as well. And then, like I said, with that ledger that I showed y'all earlier, I buy my coins and then I put them offline to my ledger. I mean, I still hold a little bag in these apps, but most of it I transfer over to my ledger. So it's in a cold storage and it's offline. Cool. And then you've got Binance, Gemini, eToro, Uphold, and KuCoin. So these are some more apps, some secondary apps that you can use to purchase crypto that may not be on a main platform like Coinbase. So like I said, Coinbase doesn't hold all the altcoins, right? All these platforms will hold different coins. Like for example, XRP that I mentioned earlier, crypto.com or Coinbase doesn't have XRP. So I have to use Uphold to buy XRP, right? Same thing with like Bitmart. I use Bitmart to buy SafeMoon because none of these or these have SafeMoon, right? So it's like you got to do your research and search which platforms have the coin that you want to buy. But again, if you're buying like the mainstream, you know, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, crypto.com will have them, Coinbase will have them, most of these will have them. But I'm just talking about the really small altcoins that haven't been widely distributed yet. So this is just a breakdown of, and maybe screenshot this. I can go through it really quick, but these are just kind of the differences between Coinbase and crypto.com in terms of fees, right? So you get first 30 days fee, 2.99% in most countries with crypto.com versus 3.99% in all countries, up to 2% for swaps. So I would just screenshot this and go through this. Yeah, I'm kind of gonna breeze through this, but you can screenshot that, go through that. And yeah. Let me know if you need more. I kind of talked about this already, but the decentralized platforms versus centralized platforms. So some of these platforms are going to be decentralized where there's no middleman network. So there's no third party, right? Example, the government monitoring transactions and fund. This is a person-to-person transactions and are stored on the blockchain. So person has most control. It's less popular, less regulated, and not as liable to get compromised. It's actually more secure. Centralized platforms, this exchange is being processed through a third-party monitoring system that verifies all transactions. It's highly popular. Platform is mostly in control, and it's easily to regulate. Ooh, child, I didn't realize this was gonna take so long. I did a lot of slides. I was going in on the information. So cost and gas fees, cost and fees. What is the cost to get in and what's the cost to be a part of it? So we got gas fees. Gas fees are required when transacting different cryptocurrencies. Cryptos like ETH are known for having expensive fees compared to those of Sol and Polygon, right? Because of the technology behind it. And then credit card and debit card transaction fees. To purchase crypto, you may incur a small 2.9 transaction fee for bank transfer or card transfer, depending on the platform being used. And then you always got to think about taxes as well when you're thinking about selling, trading, and holding crypto. So you got short-term gains tax. So profits that you pull out before a year, this is important, are going to be 25 to 30% tax, whereas long-term, over 365 days, profits pulled out after a year is only 10 to 15% tax. So that's another reason why my strategy is always hodl. I'm holding on. I'm giving this to my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't suggest to invest money that you're going to need. This is money that you're saving, put away, forget about, right? So now we're going to talk about different strategies when it comes to purchasing. So dollar cost averaging is something that I recommend. It's a really popular, I wouldn't say really popular, but it's a pretty powerful strategy. So dollar cost averaging is when you purchase regularly, no matter the cost. So you don't buy on the dips and you don't, and the mids. Okay, sorry, y'all. Dollar cost averaging is when you purchase regularly, no matter the cost. You don't buy the dips and the mids. Try not to buy at the top, but usually setting up an auto pay system for weekly, monthly to systemize. So what this means is you're not trying to time the market. You're not like, okay, I'm only going to buy on the dips, or I'm going to buy when everyone's talking about it, and I'm going to FOMO and try to catch it when it's going up. Like, you're buying regularly. You're buying it every week. You're buying it every month, no matter what the price is at. Your dollar cost averaging. And what this does is this makes it so, okay, each time that you buy, you're going to get an averaged out price. You know what I mean? Like, you may be buying it in a dip. You may be buying it when it goes up. You may buy it in a dip again, but you're averaging it out. Does that make sense? And then you got just purely buying the dip. So when everyone's panic selling, you know what I'm saying, when the market's red, usually inflicted by news or the media, you buy more to raise your position at these low costs, okay? So the media has tendency to control the market with fear so that whales and corporations can gain bigger positions. So I buy in the red. When it's in the red, I'm trying to get my capital right so that I can put some money into crypto during the red because it's a sale, okay? And then you got chasing the hype, fear of missing out. So this is when everyone's talking about it. Oh my gosh, buy Bitcoin, it's shooting up, it's going crazy. Like, that's usually when people are, start to buy in and everyone's talking about it. At that point, you're trying to catch, you know what I'm saying, the wave going up. And then it's going to go up and it could come crashing down. And that's when people, once it starts crashing down, people are like, oh no, I'm losing my money. And they sell and they're like, oh man, fuck crypto. Like, I lost money because you're trying to catch it going up, and then as it went down, you sold it. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a good strategy. So this is what most beginners do, right? They hear a hype coin taking off and they go to chase it, right? This is called FOMO because you're in fear of missing out. And this is when most people get caught losing due to it typically falling at some point, right? Because it's going to go up, it's going to go down, like just like stocks and crypto, like it goes up and goes down, right? So don't get me wrong. If you're early and you sell at the top, you can profit, but you can also be left holding the bag. I hope that makes sense. Did that make sense? Any questions with those strategies?
No.
All right, cool. When should I buy or sell? Right? So hodl, hold on for dear life. That's my method. That's what a lot of people, that's what a lot of experts do. A lot of people say it's time in the market, like how long you're holding your coin, beats trying to time the market. And you'll hear that. Like I'm in a lot of Facebook community groups, and people, they'll have a coin shoot up, and they'll sell at the top, and then they're trying to time it, buy it when it's down, and then sell again at the top. And it's like just holding it through all that, you know what I'm saying, through the long term, like as it just continues to go up, like yeah, it's gonna go down, go up, go down, go up. But it's like when you just hold it for a long time, 5 years, 10 years, instead of trying to catch each bump up and sell it when it's high, and then buy it when it's low, and then sell it again when it's high, just hold it all the way through, so this means that I never plan to sell. All right, I'm passing this down for generations. I believe that this would be the way that we purchase. No need for cash. Cash is trash. Why would I sell my asset for cash that is deflating and of lower value, right? So that's my method. But again, you want to have a strategy when it comes to buying. Like, are you going to hold it for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? Are you going to hold it forever? Like, can you risk losing this money if it just tanks? Which even if it does tank, I know it's going to recover one day. Like it's too much power behind it now. And it's been predictively programmed to us. Like they're showing us through Ready Player One, through these goggles, through, technology, like 5G towers. Like, why do you think they've installed 5G towers and all this? Like, this is the direction we're moving in. And then you got trading, which I was talking about earlier. Only recommend for advanced trading. So selling at the top. No. Yeah, I said that backwards. Selling during the dip, buying at the top. No. Buying during the dip and selling at the top is trading, right? So lots of experts saying time in the market beats trying to trade the market. So the longer you're in and have a cheap buying price, and the longer that you hold it as it moves up and fluctuates, the better. And then again, you got fear. You heard on the news or social media outlets X, Y, and Z. You see your coins tanking, you see your accounts red, you're in fear, you're losing money, so you sell. You can only lose money when you sell when it's in the red, all right? If it tanks and you don't sell, you can just hold it until it goes back up, okay? This is why you should only invest money that you can afford to lose and that you don't need, right? You're not gonna invest your rent money and then, wait for a month and be like, man, I really hope it goes up so I can pull out and pay my rent. Like, no, you're setting yourself up for failure. You want to have that tucked away. No matter what happens to it, up, down, whatever, you're going to go back to it in a year or two, right? When you're able to literally take your crypto and buy your house, you know what I'm saying? You're able to take your crypto and buy your car, right? You're not trading it for cash and then going to use the cash to buy the car, right? So that's my idea behind it. Does that make sense, y'all? Before buying your first crypto, here's what you should know. So here's a few things. So 10 things to keep in mind. Only invest money that you can afford to lose. Do your own research. Resist FOMO. Try not to chase the hype and try to catch the tail, because you're usually going to end up buying at a higher price, and then it could dip, right? It depends on the coin, depends on the utility, but if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So this is, when you're going to be having a lot of people DMing you on Instagram saying, oh, send me 0.1 Bitcoin and I'll send you 10,000 worth of Bitcoin. Like, don't respond to DMs regarding NFTs, regarding crypto. Like, they're scams. Okay. Don't just trust, ever verify. No giveaway Bitcoin scams. Never share your personal information. Safeguard your keys. Buy in fractions, start small. You don't have to buy whole coins. You can just buy small increments and work your way up as you get more comfortable. Understand the tax consequences, right, between long-term and short-term, and know what your strategy is going to be. Buy using dollar cost averaging. Don't obsess about the price. Never stop self-educating. And this is super important. All right, so y'all can screenshot this. So here's an access to some of my personal top crypto that I'm bullish on. So you got the top 3: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And then you got XRP, ADA, CRO, Solana, Poly, Sand, Rari, Axie, Mana, XLM, Ethereum Classic, Link, IOTA. Then you've got HBAR, Gala, Mana, AXA. So I would take these and I would just search them up on YouTube and just start listening in on these coins and understanding what they do. XRP and ADA, those are both. Yeah, I'm not gonna break down all of them. So some of these are like utility financial coins, like XRP, ADA, CRO. I mean, it's not really a utility coin. That's crypto.com's coin. And then you've got IOTA, you've got XLM. Here, I can use my mouse. XLM, IOTA, XRP, and then you've got HBAR. So these are all financial utility coins. If you search up, if you search up ISO 222, you will learn more about the financial shift that we're going to be going under in terms of the regulatory financial coins that they're going to be starting to accept, such as XRP, XLM, HBAR. What else is on here? IOTA. Yeah. And then you've got like crypto gaming coins, which I'm really bullish on. So crypto gaming, Gala Games is a crypto gaming coin. Axie is a crypto gaming coin. Which other one? Oh, see, Axie's twice. And then Link is actually a financial coin. And then you got Sand and Rari. So Rari is Rarible, where you buy NFT platforms. Sand is Sandbox, so that's a metaverse coin. Same with Mana. Mana is decentralized. I mean, Decentraland. Decentraland is a metaverse. So this is a metaverse. Mana, Sand is a metaverse. So screenshot this and then do your own research. These are some of my tops. I mean, there's some more, but these are, you know what I'm saying? And I'm very diverse. I don't really just put it just in one. Like, I mean, your safe bets are these top three, right? Your safe bets are the top three. You got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Yeah, Litecoin. I have a nice bag of Litecoin, but it doesn't. I mean, it's in a nice dip right now. It's gotten up to like 400. It's at like one something right now. But for stability, I would go ETH, Bitcoin, and then I would put honestly a small bag, CRO. So 1, 2, CRO, ADA, and honestly XRP and Sol. Link is a good one as well. Yeah, that and I mean Sand is a great one as well. Rari's a great one as well. I mean, this is a solid list, y'all. So, but do your research. Don't quote me. This is not financial advice. This is just what I'm buying. This is some insight. All right. Anybody have questions?
I don't have any questions. This was very informational. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for hosting.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad that it was helpful. Running out 10 minutes. Is there anything y'all would like me to do? Like, would y'all like me to take y'all through a buying process, or do y'all think y'all could like figure that out in terms of just like downloading the app, setting up an account? And I mean, I'm gonna make a YouTube video on it, but like in terms of just like setting up an account, purchasing your crypto, y'all feel like y'all got that, or would y'all like me to do that really quick? Share my screen.
Yeah, I have time if you want to do it.
Yeah. So do y'all want to see crypto.com or CRO? Or Coinbase. I'm gonna show y'all both. Hold on one second. Let me just switch the host.
Yeah, I have Coinbase right now.
So this is what crypto.com looks like quickly. So this interface can be a little bit more intimidating compared to Coinbase. But this is what it looks like. So this is where my favorites are gonna be. Right, so these are all the coins that I favorited. Okay, and then you have your accounts where you can see your wallet, you can see your earn, the crypto Visa card that I was telling y'all about earlier. Right, so they have literally Visa cards. And then this is where you can go to just search coins. So you have favorites here. So say I wanted to go and favorite Komodo. This star at the top right is how you favorite and unfavorite. Like this Komodo, I'm not even 100% sure what it does. But I plan to do some research on it and figure it out. But if I wanted to figure out kind of what the pattern is looking like this is in a major dip right now, right? Because this is the price and where it's at right now compared to where it's been at. So it's got up to about 80, 83 cents, and it's down to 65, and that's 1 month. So that's the pattern in 1 month, 6 month. So this is super volatile. This looks like it just pumped randomly one time. But I'm gonna do my research and figure out why it pumped like that for that one time. See if it has some real case uses. But let's go to like Sandbox. So this is the Sandbox coin. So if we go to the 6 month pattern, we can kind of see, okay, it's in a major dip right now, right? So it's on sale, and I definitely believe it's gonna go up because Sandbox is one of the leading metaverse platforms. So whether it goes back up to 7, right? It's on sale for 472. And then you got also like Ethereum, right? So let's check out this Ethereum 6 month pattern. So 6 month pattern, right? It's been steady at about 4K, right? It's been steady at about 4K. It had dipped to 3K before, 2K, got up to 4K. It was hovering there for a while. Now it's back down to 3. And then you've got Cardano as well. This is something that I hold a lot of. So it's in a major dip. It had got up to about high 2s and 3s for a while. And then it dipped down. So Cardano, it's a snail. Honestly, I would buy some just because it's a powerful technology, and the developers, they take their time with the development. They're working in South Africa to do something. I don't remember exactly. I listen to so much information that sometimes I just forget. But yeah, so if I wanted to buy, let's say I wanted to buy Cardano, right? It's very easy because you just hit buy Cardano, and then you can add credit cards or debit cards right here. You can also add bank accounts. So yeah, you just add your credit card or debit card, and then it allows you to purchase. And then you can choose like if you want to purchase in ADA, right? So if you want to do 10 ADA, or you can just do your USD amount by clicking at the top. I don't know why it's not letting me do it actually. But yeah, just to kind of break out through. You can also trade between coins. But yeah, I would say just play with the app a bit. It's pretty easy, honestly. It's a little intimidating, but it's not too bad. You can check your wallet, you can track. This is where you can do reoccurring buy. So if you wanted to set up, you know what I mean, like your dollar cost averaging. So each week you put in $20, right? This is where you can do that. Or $50 says the minimum amount. And these are the CRO staking for the cards. Look into that. I'm not gonna go through that right now. Any questions that y'all want me to go through when it comes to this app? Oh, and then I'm just gonna stop quick so I can show y'all Coinbase next.
So just a random question for you. So you're not on here like every day, like buying and like trading
No,
coins.
no.
See, that's what kind of turned me off before, because I had a friend who was on here. He was kind of obsessed with it. You know, he's on there like at a certain time every day trying to trade and buy things, and he was losing money. And I just didn't have that type of time to be watching the market and trading like that. That's what kind of like turned me off, because he was on there like every day trying to buy and trade and do things. And I'm like, I don't have that time.
Yeah. That's not my strategy. I mean, that's not a lot of people's strategy. Like, he's looking at technical analysis. He's trying to trade. Like, he's doing a lot. That's not, in my opinion, the best strategy. I mean, it's just like stocks. Like, you can invest in Apple and hold it for the long term, or you could be a trader. You know what I'm saying? It really depends on your strategy in terms of long-term holding it or trading. I would only recommend trading to like really advanced people that know how to do technical analysis, can wake up and do all those things. You know what I mean? It's just like Forex, you know, it's trading. Once you know how to trade, whether it's Forex, whether it's crypto, it's all the same when it comes to reading the technical analysis. But no, you do not have to do that at all. I would recommend just buying and forgetting about it, literally. But yeah, I'm gonna show y'all Coinbase. Cool. Let me just show y'all, because I don't know how to hide like I did on crypto. It's all good. Share. Oh wait. So this interface is going to be a bit different. Hold up. Share screen. So Coinbase is super easy. So it's kind of the same, right? You've got your crypto watch list, which is going to be like your favorites that was on crypto.com, right? Like I said, XRP is not on here, but it's still shown. But like Ethereum. So one thing I do like about Coinbase is you can see a longer duration. So on crypto.com, we're only able to see 6 months, but on here you can see up to a year. So this got all the way up to 48,000, right? And it's all the way down to 3,000. So like I would recommend, buying a little bit on this dip, just because when it does go back up, like say you want to buy an NFT one day, you're going to be paying a lot more for that same NFT because you decided to buy up here rather than holding Ethereum down here. You get what I'm saying? And if you would have been buying down here, you would be having a lot more Ethereum than having to buy up here. You get what I'm saying? So you see how the chart moves. Like it spikes, then it dips, then it spikes, and then it dips, then it spikes, and it dips, right? So buy the dips and then hold, and it's gonna, over long periods of time, it's gonna go up. Same thing with you can click on Ethereum Classic, pumped really high at one point. It got all the way up to 175. So I was holding a big bag of this